everyone, and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan. Whoa, what a shot. And this is a blue collar wine show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. As promised, I'm doing an episode on my personal picks, what I'm going to be serving at Thanksgiving. Maybe not these exact brands, but this is my lineup. This would be my preferred lineup at Thanksgiving. So the first thing we're going to do, and I just discovered this wine not too long ago, I'm very excited about it, is the Lambrusco Rosé. Now we all are familiar with Lambrusco. We may have different thoughts about it. This is from Lambrusco dell'Emilia, northern Italy. Emilia-Romagna is the region, but this is in particular the Emilia region of that Emilia-Romagna region. And they do a lot of Lambrusco up there. Here is the label. It rolls in at $17. Now, the problem with Lambrusco is that we tend to, this is a rosé, by the way, Lambrusco Rosé, if I didn't mention that. We tend to associate it with a Cello Lambrusco, Chilicetta, Riuniti on Ice. That's nice. Remember those commercials? Well, you know, a lot of us, I used to love Cello Lambrusco. Loved it. Cut my teeth on it, and then, of course, from there, catapulted into different regions. But Lambrusco is a very serious wine, and you can find very expensive Lambrusco in wine shops, and unless you're willing to give it a try, unless you have to divorce yourself from that Chilicella, Riuniti, they are serious wines. And this is a sparkling Lambrusco Rosé that I discovered recently. So this is $17. Let's see what we get on the nose. So right off the bat you get like that cherry, strawberry, yeah, just a little bit of rhubarb thrown in there. That's a beautiful wine. Good acidity. Cherries, strawberries, a lot of rhubarb on this one. I like that. Now that would match up nicely, not just busting it open before the meal. I would save that for cava. I don't have a cava here, but I think cava is a good play. You can get some really dynamite cavas for very little money. And if you're just doing sparkling wine, which I do a lot at my house, prior to the meal, you know, cavas are a really good play. Daibon is a good cava. Torreria is a good cava. There's several nice cavas out there that you can get your hands on for under 12 bucks. But this would be a beauty with the meal. That strawberry, rhubarb, cherry thing going on. Good acidity. Great with that savory elements of the Thanksgiving meal. Yeah, you got to try this. You can get your hands on this. Lambrusco Rosé, 11% alcohol, not high in the alcohol content, but this is a beauty I just discovered, and I would highly recommend it with your Thanksgiving meal. Let's move on. We're done with that glass. This glass. Now we're going to move on to one that I feel never thought about it before, but I tried this. Of course, I'm a big fan of Jason Lett from Eyrie Vineyards. This is a 2017 the Eyrie Vineyards Pinot Blanc, excuse me, not Pinot Gris, Pinot Blanc. And Willamette, is it just Oregon? Oh, he's got to be Willamette Valley. 13% alcohol. Oh, come on here. Yeah, McMinnville, Oregon Vineyards, and Dundee, Oregon. There you go. This rolls in at $19. Now, some of these prices, you say, well, Stan, don't you really want to save a... You know, we're talking Thanksgiving here, a little special, you know what I mean? You might want to spring for just a little bit more money on these wines, but are they worth it? I think this Rosé Lambrusco is dynamite for the money. And I just am really digging this Pinot Blanc, and I think it would be a great play with Thanksgiving. Let's see what we get on the nose. Kind of a nutty nose, I like that about it. A little bit of grass coming through. Nuts, grass, and melon are the big one plays. A little bit of white flower component. Let's see what we get on the palate. Lots of melon, a little bit of lemon coming through. good acidity, that nuttiness. You see, that's what I think would go well with the Thanksgiving meal, is that nuttiness. This doesn't have high acid. You like to have a little more acid in your wines, but I think it has enough, and I think it would be a good play. A little bit of fig coming through, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of melon, a little bit of lemon, just barely any lemon. I think it would be excellent with it. Be great with that, can't think, stuffing, olives, you know, all those little things that you have with the thing. There's so many things. Green meat casserole, there's yams, sweet potatoes, there's mashed potatoes, there's all this stuff that you have with Thanksgiving, and I think this just has everything in it that would go good. That fig component too. See, this would even go if you have some sweet elements. Like, I'm a big fan of, my wife just gives me such a hard time. I love fruit salad. I mean, I'm talking like the cream and all that stuff in it, walnuts, everything. I think this would play well. I think you could also have this with the pumpkin pie or your apple pie. This would be great with apple pie or pumpkin pie. Not too high acid, but enough for the meal, enough for apple pie. This would be just a great play. It's $20, not chump change, I realize that. But like I said, it's a holiday, you might want to spend just a little bit more. Love that wine. Even getting a little bit of apple coming through. Now, I think rosé is a great play for Thanksgiving. I definitely will have one on the table. I actually pull out this many wines for Thanksgiving, believe it or not, depending on how many people are coming. But this is the Domaine 2018 Domaine Petroni rosé. It is 50% France. It rolls in at $15. Domaine Petroni. Sorry about that. I did not look it up. I wasn't even going to look at the back. Rosé is just such a nice wine. It's so versatile with food, and I think a lot of, I'm noticing more and more people are drinking it real year-round. Way to go, guys! It's not just a summer wine. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little challenge on the nose, might be a little cold, but that's okay. That's the way you guys drink it. I always say on this program, I try to do it the way you guys do it. I do recommend just going a notch down on the temperature. Getting a little bit of a dusty rock component coming through. There's a touch of strawberry, herbal, very herbal. Got a little strawberry melon coming through on this one as well. Let's see what we get on the palate. It's a beauty, nice and dry. Good strawberry, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of citrus thrown in there. Very herbal. I mean, there's just like these dried herbs coming through on the palate, and a touch of minerality, not over the top minerality. And a long finish, good acidity. See, now this has all the elements you would like. I love that cherry, strawberry, citrus component coming through. A little bit of grapefruit coming through right on the back of the mid palate. Love this wine. This is a good play for Thanksgiving. If you haven't thought about doing rosé with your turkey dinner, even if you have ham, of course, a lot of people do have ham, or lamb, I think rosé is just such a versatile wine. So good with these meals. And I'm sorry about the not being able to tell you. I'm not going to butcher it. I'm tired of doing that. Sometimes, you know, I just can't do it. But you might want to look it up online. It's Petroni 2018 Domaine Petroni Rosé from Corsica, France. Beautiful wine. You notice I'm not grading these because, you know what, it wouldn't be fair. I just picked these out. And I want to thank Mike Burns for recommending that I do an episode just showing what I would serve at Thanksgiving. But I hope you, just by my descriptions and by my enthusiasm, you know they're going to get a good grade. Right, this is the 2017, the Four Graces Pinot Noir, Willamette Valley, Oregon. This has been a long time favorite of mine. I discovered it, probably 7 years ago, and every vintage has been stellar. It rolls in at $25. There you go. And you know what? A lot of people have been recommending this wine on Twitter, on Instagram. I've just seen it everywhere, and you know, so a lot of people are starting to realize this Four Graces is an excellent Pinot Noir. So the color on this, I should have showed the color on the rosé. That doesn't matter. Well, it does, guys. So this is fairly dark. Get a glint of a really bright scarlet red coming through on the bottom through the light there. See it? Okay, let's see what we get on the nose. Sometimes I get so excited to do these episodes, I forget some of the basic steps, like showing the color. That's so cool. It is good to look at the color. So a little bit of bark, a little bit of tea, a little bit of root beer, a little bit of cherries. I mean, this is right off the bat. Very aromatic. I love it. Yeah, let's see what we get on the palate. Very, very nice nose. Solid acidity, what you need for the food. Nice cherry bark, a little bit of root beer, a little bit of black tea. The cool thing about Pinot Noir, and why a lot of people like to use Pinot for Thanksgiving, not high in tannin. So this is something that works good with the meal. This has good acidity. You need good acid with this meal because of the savory elements of the meal. Nice hit of citrus on the mid-palate. Now I'm going to say there's a lot of Pinot you can use from Willamette Valley. I'm not just saying this is the one to go out and buy. In fact, just saying, this may be my least favorite vintage in 5. If I were giving this a grade right now, I'd go B minus B. I think it's good. I think it has good qualities to it. I think it's young. Actually, that's the problem. It's too young. But it would work with the meal. But I would suggest going to your local shop and asking for their recommendation on Pinot Noir. You can find a few that are less money. In fact, my brother said he tried it, and he had it with a turkey sandwich. He said it made the turkey taste like Metamucil. Now, it's been a long time. I don't even know if I've had Metamucil in a long time, but I like the tea. I like the bark. I just think it's young. I think it needs a couple of years in the bottle before it's really going to show itself. Like I said, B minus B. Go to your local shop. And Pinot Noir is a great play with Thanksgiving. That would work. That would work, but it's 25 bucks. I think you can go a little bit lower and find some good stuff for the meal. All right, let's move on. This is a new one that I've been playing with for the last couple of years. Garnacha, or Grenache, as we're used to. This is from Edilco. This is the Edilco Garnacha, and it is 2014, so got some age to it. Washington State, and they are part of the Pomum winery. I've been really keeping my eyes on these guys. I really like them. This rolls in at $18. So they're very Spanish-oriented, obviously, from Washington State. Give Washington a little love on Thanksgiving. I just like Garnacha. It has a little bit of spice to it, which I think is very good play with the Thanksgiving meal. Let's see what we get on those. This is very grapey on the nose. I mean, like grapes. I'm getting a little bit of a meaty kind of marinade characteristic on the nose. Yeah. Interesting. Definitely meat marinade coming through on the nose. A little bit of citrus. Let's see what we get on the palate. It's a beauty. I mean, it has plums, cherries, a little bit of plums, cherries, a little bit of bark notes. Very soft, but it's good structure. So soft with good structure. This is a delicious wine. This would be a crowd pleaser. Everybody go, wow, what is this? And you say, well, this is a Washington State Garnacha. Really? Wow, that's pretty cool. That meat marinade hits on the mid palate. Kind of a meaty texture in the mouth. Still soft. Good enough structure and acidity to match with the meal. I love that plum cherry thing that comes through on the mid palate into the finish. Nice long finish. Beautiful wine. Just a touch of spice, not a lot, which I think a lot of people would like. Gorgeous wine. Has just a little bit of currant coming through on the back end. I like that one a lot. So, last but not least, is a wine that I think is beautiful with turkey, and that's Gewürztraminer. And I think the best place to get Gewürzt is Alsace, France. And this has always been a favorite of mine. This is the 2017 Lucien Albrecht Gewürztraminer, and this rolls in at $21. Once again, you can get a lot of good Gewürztraminer out of Washington State for a lot less money. So if you want to play with Gewürz and you say, well, I really don't want to spend that much money on a Gewürztraminer, go for it. But I just think if you want a real treat, do the Lucien Albrecht. I've always liked this one. Let's see what we get on the nose. So I get a little bit of that kind of lychee nut, a bit of honey coming through. I get like a, what is it? There's a very interesting, like a roasted honey component coming through. The white flowers, nice nose on this one, nice aromatics. Let's see what we get on the palate. Yeah, I just can't beat it. I mean, figs, melon, white flowers, honey coming through. This is a really good match with the meal itself. And when you get to dessert, you know, this one works really nice. Apple pie, pumpkin pie, whatever it is you're having. This would go nicely with it, along with the meal. If you want something a little bit on the sweet side, you're going to have people there that don't want a red. They might not want a rosé. They might not want Pinot Blanc. But they would love to have this. But make sure they appreciate a little bit of orange, white, or orange flower coming through on this one. I love it. If I were grading this one, I would go A-, B+, A-. I already said B-, B, A, A, A-. There you go, nice lineup. These are things I would serve at my house on Thanksgiving. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to watch this. I really appreciate it. You keep watching. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm getting more subscribers. I love it. Thank you very much. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your white dollars wisely.